What if I told you that your first fight has nothing to do with fists? Nothing to do with who's stronger? And nothing to do with winning? What if I told you that the real battle happens long before a punch is thrown? Inside your head? The truth is, your first fight is a psychological horror story disguised as a physical clash. Everyone thinks it's going to be this big cinematic moment, like some action movie where you discover you're secretly the chosen one. But no, reality is far uglier, far darker, and far more humiliating. And nobody warns you about that. The moment it begins, your body betrays you. Your heart pounds like a drum in a war you didn't sign up for. Your vision narrows. Your hands tremble, not because you're weak, but because your nervous system just smashed the panic button. You thought you'd be calm, clever, composed, cute. The truth is, you're not in control anymore. Your body is, and it doesn't care about pride or ego. It only cares about survival. That's why your first fight feels less like you're fighting someone else, and more like you're trapped inside your own skin, watching yourself fall apart in real time. People like to pretend they'd rise to the occasion. They imagine themselves swinging like a hero, dodging like they've trained for years. But the first fight is never graceful. It's sloppy, desperate, pathetic even. It's the kind of chaos you don't see in movies because it doesn't sell tickets. Nobody looks powerful when they're flailing, when fear is written all over their face, when their punches look more like accidental handshakes. But that's the truth no one tells you. Fighting isn't elegant, it's survival, stripped of dignity. And here's the darker part. Your first fight exposes you. It doesn't create a new version of you, it shows the version you've been hiding. The primal one, the insecure one, the violent one. Because the first time someone swings at you, you discover if you're the type to freeze, to run, or to unleash something you didn't even know you had. And trust me, none of those answers feel comforting. Let's not forget the comedy of it all, because humans are laughably predictable. Before the fight, you probably pictured yourself as some fearless warrior. Maybe you even practiced in the mirror, shadowboxing like an amateur boxer. And then reality slaps you, literally. The first hit isn't cinematic, it's clumsy, shocking, almost insulting. You don't think, wow, this is my big moment. No, you think, oh God, that actually hurt. And suddenly, all those fantasies of being a hero vanish. You're not a fighter, you're just a human. Fragile, breakable, scared. But the real punishment isn't the punch, it's the aftershock. Because once the fight is over, you don't walk away unchanged. The bruises heal, sure, but your mind doesn't let you off that easy. It replays everything like a broken record, the hesitation, the fear, the look in the other person's eyes. Did you flinch? Did you fight back? Did you freeze like a coward? The questions don't stop. They become whispers in the dark. Reminders that your first fight wasn't just an event, it was a revelation. And not the flattering kind. Even if you win, the victory feels hollow. There's no triumphant music, no standing ovation, just silence, blood on your hands, and a sinking feeling in your chest. Because deep down, you realize you lost something anyway. Maybe it was your innocence. Maybe it was your illusion that you were above violence. Or maybe it was just the comforting lie that you were always in control. Either way, the first fight takes something from you that you can't get back. And here's the most uncomfortable truth. Some people like it. Not because they enjoy violence, but because they enjoy what violence does to them. The rush of adrenaline, the electric awareness, the raw proof that they exist in a world that constantly tries to ignore them. It's intoxicating, it's dangerous, and once you've felt it, some part of you craves it again. That's how cycles of violence are born, not from hate, but from the sick thrill of survival itself. But for most, the first fight is a haunting. Because you can lie to your friends, you can laugh it off, you can pretend you don't care. But your brain remembers. It remembers the sound of impact, the sting of fear, the way your body betrayed you. And every time conflict rises again, you'll feel the ghost of that first fight hovering over your shoulder, whispering reminders of how fragile you really are. The darkest truth of all is that the first fight never really ends. Sure, the physical part does. The adrenaline fades, the cuts scab over, the pain dulls. But the psychological war lingers. It stays in your chest, in your nerves, in the corners of your mind. Every argument, every confrontation, every moment of tension, your body recalls that day. Whether you want it to or not, you don't forget. You can't. So let's strip away the lies. Your first fight doesn't make you brave. It doesn't make you strong. It doesn't make you special. It makes you aware, painfully aware. Aware that you're not untouchable. Aware that fear lives inside you, closer than you thought. Aware that under the polite mask of civilization, there's something darker waiting to take over the moment survival is on the line. And maybe that's why people avoid talking about it. Because admitting the truth ruins the fantasy. Nobody wants to confess that their first fight wasn't epic, it was humiliating. Nobody wants to admit they weren't a warrior. They were a terrified animal. And nobody, absolutely nobody, wants to face the fact that the scariest part of that day wasn't the other person, it was themselves. So remember this. When the day comes, and trust me, it will, you won't walk away the same. Your first fight will scar you, not just on the skin, but on the soul. It will strip you down, expose you, and force you to meet the version of yourself you've been avoiding. And the truth no one warns you about? You might not like the person you meet.